day today. In the meantime, time for another round of Pet Patrol on this National Dog Day. Of course, we always want to keep our furry friends safe, but sometimes it can be hard to keep watch of them during some big events. So as we head into Labor Day weekend, Dr. Mike Dugan of Small Door Vet is here with a plan to help protect your pet at the holiday cookout. You also brought our little friend Bunny here.
She loves
Glad to have you guys here with us. So talk to us as we head into Labor Day. What are some of the things we need to be looking out for to keep both our dogs and cats safe outside?
Yeah, I'm so glad you mentioned cats because they often get left out of the discussion. But absolutely, they will love to jump up on the counter and lick the raw meat, lick the marinade that you might be using, and that can lead to some intestinal upset, maybe a messy situation later. They also love linear things, so if you got any ribbons or balloons or even like the butcher twine from whatever you're serving, kitties will eat that, and it can cause big time trouble with obstruction and things like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even thought about that. So those balloons you have hanging, the little dangling strings can definitely be a problem.
Seen it multiple times.
Wow. Okay, so what about when it comes to dogs? I know a lot of times you maybe finish the rib bone or the chicken wing and you're like, oh, let me give the little bits to the dog, but bad idea, right?
Yeah, well, I think a couple things. Number one, if you have guests coming over, ask them to please, don't give my dog a bunch of stuff, especially if they have a sensitive stomach. Also, ask them to let you know if they saw your dog eat something. So if you are dealing with a veterinary presentation the next day, taking them to the doctor, that you'll know if they ate something. There are numerous things that we've seen dogs eat that can get stuck, things like peach pits, corn cobs, bones, of course, and even like skewers from kebabs and things like that. I mean, you just can't ever be too careful. All those things can either cause obstruction, they might need to be removed surgically, or even if they don't cause an obstruction, they can make them very sick while they're passing through the intestinal tract.
Probably a good idea to have a closed trash can too, or make sure things are not on the ground, like those skewers. I could just imagine those getting stuck somewhere, and then they just get to chomping on them, and then they got little things, splinters stuck in them. Okay, so what can they eat if you were at one of these events and you want to, sneak them a little treat here and there?
I think that's a nice idea, like have something that they feel like they're included. So, like vegetables, like raw, like maybe the crudité, you've got like some, raw broccoli, carrots,
baby carrots. My dog loves baby carrots.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's good.
If they do get sick, I mean, I think the thing to remember, if they're vomiting, we usually say fasting for 12 hours, then offer a bland diet. If they're vomiting multiple times, having multiple episodes of diarrhea, probably best to seek veterinary care because you can get severe dehydration and electrolyte imbalances.
Okay, so how long window-wise do you need to be going to the vet if something happened, or if you think something happened?
I think it mostly depends on like how are they acting and how much fluid do you think they have lost, right? So if they've vomited, 20 times in 6 hours, you probably should be going to the doctor.
Yeah, that's a good idea. When you said bland diet, so that's a good option if they've only maybe had a few incidents?
Yeah. So if they've been vomiting and you fasted them, and now we're going to offer some food, we usually will say like chicken and rice is the old standard. For diarrhea, it can be helpful to keep probiotics on hand. You can order these online. There's a product called Visbiome, which is available without a prescription. I would always keep that around. And sometimes increasing dietary fiber, either with a prescription diet, pumpkin, or brown rice can also be helpful.
Awesome. Any last minute tips for as we head into Labor Day?
Well, just know all of our locations here in DC, Small Door Veterinary, are open on Labor Day. So you don't have to worry about going to the emergency room if we take care of your pets.
Awesome. Dr. Mike, thank you so much. And Bunny, thank you as always for coming in and being our little model. Look how precious she is. All the kisses. All right, Steven, I'll send it over to you.
All right, well, she looks fierce, and if you don't have a guard dog,
don't worry.